This question is asking us to sketch a graph, and you'll notice the equation of the graph is given to us in what's called intercept form. And that intercept form is the form where it says something x plus something y equals something. And you'll find out now why it's called intercept form, and that's because it's much easier to sketch a graph if the equation is given to you like this by finding the x and y intercepts. So we'll start by finding the x-intercept, and always the x-intercept is where y equals 0. So therefore my equation, which is 2x plus 4y equals 10, if I made y equal 0, that would become 2x plus 4 times 0 equals 10. Now 4 times 0 is 0, so therefore 2x equals 10, and therefore x equals 5. So I would write, remember I always want to give my intercepts in coordinate form. My x-intercept is therefore at 5, 0, because when y equals 0, which is here, x equals 5, which is here. So x is 5 when y is 0. In the same way, now where x-intercept y equals 0, I can say, well, my y-intercept is where x equals 0. And I can follow the same process. That would mean my line of 2x plus 4y equals 10 will become 2x, but x is 0, plus 4y equals 10. Therefore, 4y equals 10. And I can either algebra my way out of this, or if I'm not feeling confident, I can go here to the main part of the calculator and put my equation in, 4y equals 10, and then solve it the way I would any other equation that I'm not sure how to solve. Seeing I have 4y equals 10, I of course need to make that y. And then I find out that y equals 5 on 2, and if I don't like that, then I can flick this bit down the bottom here to decimal and hit it again, and I find that y is 2.5. There's lots of different ways I can transfer between fractions and decimals. Another way is this button up here. But I find out now that y equals 2.5. And if I write that in coordinate form, then that's going to be when x is 0, y is 2.5. And I've written them in boxes in red so the examiner can see and know just how amazing I am. And now my final step is to sketch this graph. So of course what I do is I get my own beautifully ruled axes and I place them there, and then I start following all the processes I need to make sure I follow when I sketch a graph. So I'll first of all make sure I label the axes, so that's y and that's x. Then I know I've got an x-intercept at 5, which will be up here somewhere. I've got a y-intercept at 2.5, which is here somewhere. So I'll get my ruler out, because of course I always use a ruler every time I ever sketch a graph, and I rule my line that goes through those 2 important points like that. And of course I'll label my axes, I'll label my intercepts. So this is 0 and 2.5. This is 5 and 0. And if I really want the examiner to get excited about my existence, then of course I'm going to write here, this is 2x plus 4y equals 10. So no, they know that's the equation of the line. And that's the easiest way we can sketch this graph.